Hello, I've just got a quick one for you today. This is a common thing that comes up with a lot of the people that I coach and a lot of the ladies that I talk to, and some amazing men. And this is the pain point of okay, I want to go hang out with my friends. I want to go volunteer at my kids' school. I want to go on a date night with my husband or my partner. Like all of these things that you want to do, but you get worried that you're going to pay for it later. So I wanted to do a special podcast dedicated to this and just a quick one on some things to help you so that you don't have to pay for it later. And what do I mean? I'm guessing you already know what I mean, but what I'm talking about specifically is that you go do something that you feel like requires a lot of energy. And then the next day or at the end of the event, you just feel so drained and you feel like you can't even get out of bed, or everything just feels like you're moving through molasses. Now, there's a few reasons why this might be happening, and it is very specific to your situation. In fact, this would be a really good thing to get coached about, to understand what is it that you're believing about the situation, about going out with the people. Are you going into a fawn response, people pleasing, in order to go do the thing? Or is it something that you actually want to do? So I've got a 3-step process I want to take you through so that you can determine, is this something that I want to do? And I want to do this without having to pay for it later with aches and fatigue and pain. Okay. So, the very first thing, if you have something that's coming up and it might be a long day or a big ask, maybe you're going to a wedding, maybe you're traveling. Like I said, maybe it's just going to your kid's school or even going to a doctor's appointment. The first thing you want to do is prioritize your body first. Okay? So, what do I mean by this? When I say body first, it's so easy to just check in with the neck up. Does it make sense for me to go to this? Yes. Somebody asked me, so yes, I should go. Um, are there other people that want me to go? Are people relying on me? Do I feel a lot of pressure from that? Those are the things that you usually check in with first to decide if you should go to something. And I'm saying, instead of thinking about the external people that are expecting you to do something or want you to do something, check in with your body's needs and desires first. So, what does this look like? It could be as simple as, okay, my family invited me to a Halloween party at night. Body. Do I want to do this? Do I want to go? And a lot of this is intuition. It's learning the language of your body. Some people will tell me that if they get a body yes, that it feels like a little bit of a pulling forward. Or if it's a no, there's like a pulling back. There may be sensations happening in your body. Only you are going to know the language of your body, but you got to try it out a few times. So, consulting your body, is this something that I even want to do? And taking everybody else out of the equation and just seeing, like, okay, what is happening with my body? Have I been having pretty low symptom days? Have I been pretty regulated with my nervous system? Okay. If that's a yes, that might be an indication, like, okay, we can move forward to the next series of questions. Is this going to be a stressful event? Yes or no? Maybe going to see your family for a Halloween party is 100% joyful. It's an easy yes. But if you know that there might be a little bit of contention, maybe a little bit of drama, maybe a little bit of back and forth anxiety of who's going to bring what food, or do I have enough candy, like all of the steps that go along with it. So it's starting to see, okay, is this something that is going to add some stress? Okay, body, is this the kind of stress that I want to have? Because stress isn't necessarily bad for you. How you're viewing this stress is actually more important than what the actual stressors are. So, if it is a stressor that you want, like, you know what, I want to go hang out with my family and I want to be able to do the little things to get the candy because that sounds really fun and enjoyable to me. Okay, again, yes. Now, what to do if your body's saying no? This is the part where you get to be really curious and compassionate. If you're feeling reluctant and not wanting to go, being like, okay, what is that about? And maybe it's like, Aunt whoever is going to say something about your parenting or your relationship status. And it's like, I actually don't want to be around that. And that feels really threatening and really scary to me. That's going to escalate your body's nervous system. And not only are you going to have more symptoms there, you're probably going to have more symptoms afterwards too, because you're not in a full body alignment. Now, you get coached about whatever aunt's going to have opinions about you. What wastes your energy is viewing aunt's differing opinion from yours as a threat. Did you know it's actually safe for people to have different opinions than you? They can have different judgments of you, and it doesn't need to mean anything about yourself. When you have your own back, it actually doesn't matter what they think. Of course, we want people to like us because we want to be part of the tribe. We want to be accepted. That is a survival mechanism for us from thousands of years. But really, it's coming back to, okay, can I participate in this thing and take care of myself while I'm doing it? Take care of my body. Allow myself to feel this. So, which kind of goes into some of the next ones. The second one is to check your values. So, do you value what you're going to go to more than staying home? Because maybe you don't. Maybe, it's like an obligation thing where you feel like you have to go do this thing. You don't have to do anything. Which brings into the third part, which I was kind of alluding to just a second ago. No matter what you choose, what's always available to you is processing the emotions that come from choosing to go or choosing not to go. And deciding, okay, is this something that is really in alignment with me? This feels good. This feels abundant to me to go to this. Then allowing the sensations that come along with that and going. Because guess what? Life is 50-50. There is opposition in all things. Because if you didn't understand what sadness felt like, you would not understand what happiness feels like. We only experience emotions because we understand the contrast of them. So you're going to have good and bad things happen at any experience. But when you allow yourself to process the emotions, another thing that I teach my clients, and not resist them, you're going to have more energy and you're going to have less physical symptoms. Okay? So if you do decide to go to something and maybe it's not a full yes, but it's like, yeah, I do want to do this thing. Another way that I like to do to keep my body still being at the first and the forefront is kind of make a deal with her. It's like, hey, I do want to go to this. I know it's going to be a little bit taxing. It might be a little bit too much for you to handle, but I'm going to take care of you. I'm going to take care of you then while I'm going to the thing. I'm not going to overexert myself. I'm going to keep my promises to you. And if you're a little bit tired the next day, I'm going to take care of you that way too. I'm going to show compassion. I'm not going to go down the road of I should never go do these things because then I'm always exhausted the next day. I'm going to choose self-compassion. And then also be kind of curious about what it is that's keeping me in this lower energy state. What am I resisting against? What am I not allowing? What am I not accepting? What emotions am I trying to push away that's really stealing so much of my energy? Okay? So I hope that this helps you to think about, okay, how can I go to things or not go to things? Maybe that's another podcast, is talk about how to politely say no to things that are not in alignment with you in that moment. But how do we go through things and not pay for it later is to make sure that it's something that you actually want to do by checking in with your body, seeing if it's something that you actually value, something that you want to do, and then allowing and processing any emotions that happen in real time during the time so you don't have to deal with it when you get home later. And if you're not able to do it perfectly during the time, which nobody can do it perfectly, after the event is over, recognizing the stresses that happened and finishing out those stress loops by finding ways to regulate your nervous system and to allow and process emotions, which is something that I love to teach my clients about and talk them through so that they don't continue to have this pay for it later moments that just feel so debilitating and exhausting. And if that's you, you keep feeling like I keep doing stuff and I just always had to pay for it later, please get on a phone call with me. I would love to help you so that you experience that less and less frequently and you get to live your life more fully. All right, have a great week. Bye-bye.